T-Man 978 Shill Review.
Hello everyone, T-Man 978. My previous review was the G.I. Joe Classified Series Tiger Force Outback from Target. Check that out. Anywho, this one's going to be Transformers Legacy, Autobot Pointblank, and Autobot Peacemaker. After the scene transition, my brain turned Peacemaker's name to Pinpointer. Now I have to decide, do I correct that every time, or do I just leave it in? Let's find out. Who is a Target Master? Here's this. It looks like he might be holding them. I can't tell. Well, yeah. Shout out to Sony TM Reviews who found this and sold it to me. Anywho, he already did a review if you want to see his thoughts after my thoughts, because sometimes you might want multiple opinions. Let's open it. All right, here's Pointblank and Peacemaker out of the packaging. And for the people that don't know, these characters originally debuted in the Transformers toy line in 1987. In the American cartoon, the Autobots and Decepticons went to a planet called Nebulon, and they decided that it was a good idea to work with partners. So they teamed up with the natives of that planet, which were basically humans, but they had a different color skin. And in the case of the Target Masters, that's what subgroup he was part of. All of his aiming functions are controlled by Peacemaker right here. So there you are. This, because it's like a 2-pack and they can't give us like a fully articulated action figure apparently without raising the price. This is as G1 accurate as possible. It has no articulation. The only thing it can do is transform pretty much exactly like the G1 Target Master. Anywho, that storyline makes sense in vehicle mode, but in robot mode, like this guy having complete control over his aiming functions, yeah, it doesn't really make a lot of sense to me, but it's a toy line for kids and you're not supposed to think. Now, of course, as you can imagine, this is what the bottom of this looks like, by the way. Yeah, they had to cut a lot of corners. Actually, this guy, I haven't talked about it yet, but this guy, Pointblank, feels like an old school toy that came out in 2005 or whatever. That's the amount of plastic he has, and he's like really tall. I have Prowl standing here. He is a big deluxe, just like we used to get back in the day. They put as much effort in plastic, I think, as the old school stuff, but he even has ankle pivot, as you come to expect. Naturally, he can hold them. Well, I feel like there is a gimmick that got scrapped on the old cartoon, or the Japanese cartoon. Not only did they hold the guns, but the guns actually ported into their arm they made their hand like an arm cannon or whatever. And it has this peg right here, which, let me see, it is a 5mm peg, but you can't port that into the arm. Back here, they have storage for this guy. So we can plug him there and just put this windscreen down. So you got that option. I'm not sure if I have it upside down or right side up, because you can still turn the waist either way. That's good too. But let's get into Pointblank. Pointblank looks like, for the most part, what you expect. Because of the way he transforms, though, the hips come out looking weird. Like this, the fact that you can see the post right there sticking out. If the legs were actually pushed towards the crotch, it wouldn't be so weird. But I do appreciate this type of articulation because things don't get in the way. And as far as his overall look, I do like this transparent chest and the callback to the G1 design. Unfortunately, you do get all of this hollowness because of the way it transforms. They had to cut the corner some type of way. The arms, though, I feel like they didn't cut any corners. And the butt is like completely filled in. One thing that does look ugly to me is these panels right here, because they're hollow on that side. So that is like a bit odd that they would make it hollow on the outside when that's a part of the body you see. Well, yeah, here is the face. The head is on a swivel. No, I'm wrong. It's on a ball joint, but it barely does anything. Let's get into this articulation so I can get to complaining some more. The shoulders rotate like this. The arm can go up like that, and you still have this type of articulation. You get a rotation at the elbow, and you bend right here. And this big chunk right here bumps into the wheel. And let's do the other articulation before I get into my rant. You can do that. I showed the hips. The knees bend infinitely because of the transformation. And you get ankle pivot. That is actually surprisingly stiff. Usually when the legs look like this, the ankles are loose. The toe does that for the transformation, but this is something I've encountered so many times on Transformers, and it baffles my mind all the time. This guy has a joint right here and a joint right there. So backwards, he has double jointed arms. Forward, the arms don't even bend 90 degrees. It's like 45 degrees. You can kind of tilt it. But for a figure that the whole gimmick is him holding a weapon, like he's a target master, it's just so awkward the way his arms work. Because this shoulder articulation is stiff looking. And then it's like how in the design phase do they figure, hey, for the transformation, we can give him this double joint right here, but then don't think of a way to make that double joint in the front and have this little piece right here in the back. Like, why would you do that, designers? It's frustrating and aggravating. But yeah, these arms definitely suck. The hollowness sucks too, but yeah. I could forgive the hollowness in the legs if the arms didn't suck. But it still has going for it that it's a substantial bot and feels like hefty. Almost feels as heavy as the Voyager class Ironhide. Alright, here's another robot with a little companion that's been used as a weapon. Here is Blaster right there. Here's Perceptor. And I'm going to put Optimus Prime up here. I mentioned Ironhide, but you know how that works. I don't know where he is right now that I want him. But let's get to this transformation and take the gun out the hand. We're going to lift this up, open this back up, and shove the head in. Now we can shove that back up and actually move that part of the windshield into place. We can move the arms into this orientation. We need to bend this on that joint, rotate it that way, and lift it up like this. That's confusing as hell. Bring it up, and then it can sit flush in that manner right there. So what did I do? I'm gonna bend on this joint right here. Why it's bumping into that, I don't know. Rotate it that way, and then bring it up and move this into place, and we can rotate this into there. That's confusing. You're gonna be screwing around that the whole time when you get this. These side panels come up and rotate so that this peg right here can go into this slot right there. Bring it out, swing it around, bring this peg into that slot right there. Rotate the legs around, and this is difficult no matter how many times I do it as well. It should be easy. Oh, wait a minute. You need to open this up right there. Feels like you're gonna break it, but that's what they even show you in the instructions. Bring this up this way and try to get it past this without knocking it out of the where it's pegged. We're gonna do that again. Get it behind that. And now you can kind of squeeze it down until it's flush or level with the front wheels. And the toe needs to come down and peg on top of the peg that's on the top of this piece, which is hard every freaking time I do it. Every time I've never smoothly got this in there. I've transformed this thing like 4 times messing around with it. But find the peg hole and that can snap onto there. Now we can shut this and definitely give everything a big squeeze. And here is Pointblank in his futuristic car mode. If you have everything right, it should roll great. And one thing I do love is he has pinned wheels front and back. So like I said, the budget probably went into this figure in a way, but I had to get the other figures before I say all that. You do get this gap back there, which is also another type of Armada style thing that will happen. I think the original toy might add a little bit of a gap, but not that bad. Now, Peacemaker has these 2 pegs that actually can fit into that. So he can sit back there and shoot at people and cover that. And it kind of makes him look like a Power Master now. But let's see if I can... The fins right here get in the way of me pegging this. Or does it? Let's see. I don't know. Those holes look like they're shaped like this, but I can't get the peg in there. They don't want to work. And I guess you could. Let me see. I haven't tried this yet. Peg them in backwards so you can shoot behind them. But that's cool. I have a Masterpiece figure sitting right here. That's how big it is next to a Masterpiece. And here is a Siege figure. So very wide. Oh yeah, and I'm bringing up our Unicron trilogy people. I do still have this sitting there. And she is a Voyager class. So she's a little bit wider and a little bit longer. Giggity. Anywho, I like this. It comes together mostly solidly. There is a little bit of a gap right here that I can never seem to shut tighter than that. And you can see the blue inside of that seeping through. But this gives me nostalgia for a figure I never owned. I always saw pictures of it, but never owned it. And I do like the color distribution. Like they have the silver around the headlights that don't do anything. Let me make sure that's actually true. But yeah, I like it. Let's do reverse transformation. So I'm gonna go ahead and open up the windshield. Kind of pry this away so that it can unpeg itself. Lift the feet up and go ahead and rotate the legs down. Like getting around this is the tough part. All right, now we can go ahead and shut this back and bring these back down into that orientation. Rotate it until they're in that orientation. Spin the waist around, split this, rotate the arm this way. And now we can move the arm out there bring it down on that joint, bring it down on that joint. Just make sure this is on the outside so that when you bring it, it's like this. Rotate this out the way, bring that out, bring this out, bring that down. Now we can move this back, open up the back, lift the head up, and there are grooves right here that these two pegs sit inside. And here he is. Here is Point Blank with his weird arms that can't bend more than 90. Who signed off on that? Have them fired immediately. But anyway, link in the description for where you can find this guy on Amazon. They should still be up for pre-order or straight up available. Check it out. Thank you for watching this video. Until next time, T-Man978 out of here.
Figure action. That one's me.
Join the Syndicate Toy Hunters Facebook group. Link in the description.
Click the videos. Click the fucking videos, baby. Click the videos. You should really click